Welcome back. So here in the previous lesson, we learned why do we need variables and also how to assign variables. We said how to assign variables, just we write the name of the variable, and then equal, and then the value. And this is how we can assign a variable. Okay? So now for today, we'll have the four core data type. We have four crucial or important or the most common data type. They are these ones. We have this one and this one and this one and this one. This one is going to it is like a numeric value, okay? Or we can call it integer, okay? So it is int or integer, just a number without any decimal places. This is integer. About this, we call it string. A string is like a text, okay? This one, it is number, but it is with decimal places, so we call it float. This one, we have it, it's called boolean. Boolean, it means we have two values, just either true or false. No more, just true or false. Okay? And it is not considered to be string. It is just another data type. We have true and the other type or other value, it is going to be false. So we have only these values, not like number int, string, or float. We can have any number of values or any value. For Boolean, we have either true or false, nothing else. Okay, how can we assign them? As we learned before, we can just give it a name like the level, because you can say student level, and then we can give it the value. We can make it either string, we can say 1 or 2, 3, anything. This is integer, not string. Okay? Or we can give it a string, for example, student name. And we give it a string, for example, come on, what's happening? Like we can make it, and we said always single quotes. We can say student name and we give a name like Amal. And the same thing for float, just give it a name and then we give, for example, uh, sales. We can give it like sales equals to, this is a float because we have decimal places. And for Boolean, we do the same thing. We have type or the data type, the variable name. And then we have, for example, theme. And then we give it the value. It is either true or false. But here for true or false, we don't need single quotes because it is not string. It's just the value. Okay? So this is how we can assign variables. We don't need to write anything. We don't need to write anything here. We don't need to write int or string or any value or anything. We just write the name and then we write the value. And Python understands when we write the value, it understands this is the type of the data type. Once we assign it with a value, it will understand this is integer or this is a number, then the data type of this variable is going to be int. This is text, so it's going to be a string. And the same thing here, we have decimal places, then this is float, and we have true or false, then this is gonna be boolean. So we don't need to write anything before them or anything after them, just the name, equal, and the value. This is how we can assign, and these are the core or the most common data type. And if we change, for example, here we have level students is number one, and we wrote again after that, we said level student equals to beginner. What will happen here? It is going to be replaced. So this one is going to be replaced and it is going to be deleted, and this one will be the result or the final result that we have because they have the same name. So what will happen? It's going to go to run and it's going to replace or remove the value. Let's go to collab and apply this one for string, and let's start with the first one, label students. We can say label student and give it just one. Control enter. We have the result. If we want to make sure the value, we can write it again, label, and we have this one. The result is what as we assigned it here. Let's go to the second one, which is student. Student name, and we student name, and we call it Amel here. Come on. Okay, control enter. If we want to make sure, we can write it again, student name, and we have here the result. For fail, this one sales. Let's do it for fail equal or sales for float equals to and enter to make sure about the value. Again, control enter. So we have the value with the float. Okay. The last thing that we have here is the boolean. We can just come to here and write fail equals to true. Enter. Here we have an error. This error is happening because he said name true is not defined. True this way is not defined. We don't know what true means. This happens because if we are using boolean, it should have this kind of spelling. It should be written like this way. Like this way. T capital and the rest small. In this way, it will turn into blue. It means Python understand that this is boolean. But if we change anything about this one, like we wrote E capital, we have an issue. So we should write it this way. And the same thing for fail. If we write fail again, control enter, we have it true. If we reassign it here, we make it false, like this one, and click here and then call it fail. So we have the result is false. Why false? Because here we wrote true and then we wrote with the same name false, so it replaces it. It replaced the first one with false. So the last result is false. Okay. So we can do the same thing here. Level students equals to beginner. We did this one here. Level students equal to 1. So let's do it here. Level students. And let's change it from integer or from a number to a text. So you can say beginner. Control enter. It is true. So it means it's working. Now let's write level students, and here as you can see it is replaced into string because we we wrote it again, we reassigned it with another value. So it forgets the first value and just accepts the last value. So this is how we can assign or what are the core value data types and how we can assign them.